Start.
Start standing. So if you're just coming in, you might have a block with you. You might have it for support at some point. You won't use it yet, and a folded up blanket or a towel. Okay. So just standing with the feet comfortably under the hips. Find your toes pointed forward. Good. Then just starting with by lifting the spine tall, like lifting through the back of the head and letting the chest kind of lift, shoulders relax, tailbone drop. And we're just going to do a little thing with our neck and head that we sometimes do for posture. So you're going to pull your chin back towards your spine and then release it, right? Simple. Pull your chin back. And when you pull your chin back, you feel your spine lengthen, right? Lengthen. That's how we lengthen our spine. Okay, so kind of pull that chin back a little bit and stay there. Going to float your heels up and down a few times. So inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower. My camera's a little crooked today. Okay, so just a few breaths to bring your arms with it if you want. You know, just a few breaths to kind of bring us into our body and get our breathing going. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, lift, nice full breath. See if you can stay up a little longer. See if you can get a little taller, a little higher up, and lower. Good. And then when your heels come down, you might need something to help you balance for this, which I'm going to use my roller. So if you need, just because of my ankle, I need this. So if you need help balancing, right, you're just going to take one leg, you're going to turn the knee in, circle it up, turn the leg out, and bring that foot down. All right, other side, turn the knee in, circle it out. I'm not graceful on this side, so don't follow me. Right, so just circling the knee, opening the hips, right, alternating. I'm going to try to get as graceful as I can on that side. And breathe, open, little circle. If you can balance without holding on to something, right, great. And loosening up our hips. Good. And also offering a little balance challenge. All right, when you're even on both sides, here we go. You can just bring yourself back to standing, do a little hip circle. I'll just kind of hula hoop the hips around a few times, staying tall, keeping our spine tall, right? And let the hips go the other direction, letting the joints move a little bit. Good, and then come to center. Now we're going to bring our arms out from our shoulders, and you're going to point your thumbs back. So kind of turn the palms facing upward, right? The thumbs pointing back. And keeping our shoulders relaxed and keeping our spine still, we're going to pull our arms behind us. Okay? Just kind of pull, kind of squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit, and then release them back to where they were. So they're in T position. So just kind of pull the arms back and release. Shoulders are down, not by the ears here, right? Pull back and release. And squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit. Just doing a little shoulder focus today, a little bit of spine and postural focus too. So pull back and release. Good. Now make cactus arms. Now your palms face forward. Arms are kind of like a cactus. And then pretend like you have your shoulder blades are wheels, and you're going to bring the shoulder blades together, up, out, and down. So we're circling our shoulder blades in opposite directions as if they were wheels on our back, right? So pull them together and up, apart, and down. Together and up, focusing, isolating the shoulder blades. And then we're going to reverse that. So you're going to reverse your circles, right? Pull them down, out, up, and together. just working the scapula, all those muscles around our scapula. Good. And then stretch your arms out into a wide V, kind of over in that diagonal. And now turn your thumbs pointing back, right, like we were with our arms out from our shoulders. And the same thing, we're going to pull back without letting our spine move. Pull the arms back and then release. Pull back and release. So holding the spine still. Good. Arms are straight, but not locked, right? Just pull back and release. Pull back and release. Pull back, release. Let your arms relax. Give them a little shake. And bring your fingers just on top of your chest in front of your sternum there. Shoulders relaxed. Inhale, tall. As we exhale, we're just going to twist. And then extend your arms out from your shoulders, bringing yourself into just a little tiny bit more twist. And then bring your fingers back and come center. Right? So we're just rotating our torso. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Extend both arms straight out. Maybe pull slightly more into your twist, just a tiny bit. Bend the elbows to put your fingers back and bring yourself forward. Good. And then we're just going to take put one hand on your waist or your hip, one arm by your ear, and just take a side bend over, really kind of stretching that arm, right? So we're lengthening our side. Good. Just lengthen a little bit here, and then slight rotation down. Just a little tiny turn to look down as you reach. And then back to facing forward and lift up. Other arm by the ear. You might tuck your tailbone under a little bit. And then you're just going to take it to the side and stretch. Reach that arm, stretch your side, right? Good. And feel a nice stretch in your side along your waist. And then slightly turn to look down. Just a little tiny turn. Back to facing forward and lift up. Right, and then we're going to come to the end of our mat, wherever you want to be, and roll down. So take a nice full breath and just letting the head, shoulders, arms relax, rolling down. And hang here and letting your knees do a little bend and straighten. And then letting the knees be bent as much as they need to, stacking our spine up, arms are heavy, shoulders relaxed, right? Really let those arms be heavy, stacking back up. And then one more time, inhale at the top, exhale, roll down like you're peeling off of a wall until you're hanging. You might bend and straighten the legs if you want, or whatever feels good to you. We're going to walk our hands away from our feet into pike or down dog, letting the fingers be spread wide, knees slightly bent, lift the tailbone. And then just letting your body move around a bit as we stretch our heels down, lifting the tailbone. Really try to get a good stretch in the back body here. In the back of our legs, let our head get a little blood to it. And you might shift your weight forward and back as well, if you like, right? Whatever feels good. And then we'll walk our hands out a little farther, coming into a high plank or a regular plank, or whatever feels good to you, wherever your body wants to go. Taking a couple deep breaths here. And then you might slowly bend and lower to the mat, and then eventually bring your knees down, or however you want to bring yourself onto the mat. Come around and onto your back. Knees bent, feet close to your hips. Good. And then we're going to have our arms up to the ceiling here, like that, palms facing. And so think of your arms as being super heavy. Feel your rib cage on the mat, feel your spine on the mat at the upper part of half of our back, right? So you want to let your arms be heavy. They're not locked, they're just lifted. Let the shoulders be heavy. And then you're going to lift your right arm and think of moving from your shoulder, right? As you lift that arm. So you're not really reaching it, you're lifting it from your shoulder, and then let it relax back into the mat. And then you're lifting your left arm. Think of kind of initiating from your shoulder. So lift your right arm and then let it be heavy. And lift your left arm. Really stretching your back as much as you can, but it's not like you're reaching to the ceiling really. You're just lifting that arm. So alternating. Kind of getting a back stretch. And then we'll lift both arms, feeling that stretch in our back. And then let the shoulders relax and be heavy. And then what we're going to do here is open our arms slowly out as we open our knees, right? So arms and knees are going to open out to the side on our inhale, and then lift back up on our exhale. And think of your arms as being relaxed and heavy, and as well as your legs. So open on your inhale, knees open, arms open, and exhale back up. One more time. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. And then stay here. You might adjust your feet, but we're going to inhale, exhale, press the hips up. However high they want to go, doesn't matter. And then same thing. Inhale, open the knees, open the arms down to the ground. Exhale, close. Try to keep your arms feeling pretty heavy, initiating from our shoulder. Think of initiating from your body, your trunk, right? Not your arms. And close and open on your inhale. And close on your exhale. Open. Last one. And close. Good. And then you're going to let your arms go over your head and relax on the ground. So just bring them behind you. Let them relax here. Press your hips up a little more. Good. Arms and shoulders relaxed. We're going to inhale, exhale, melt the spine down. Letting the hips come down last, slowly. And we're going to feel the heaviness of your arms, and then let your hands bend, clasp them behind your head, lengthen, lift the elbows just a little bit. And we're going to really focus on letting our legs and hips be heavy as well as our head, right? So inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to press head and shoulders up by pressing your rib cage into the mat. So really relax your neck. And relax your hips and your legs. Inhale back down. Good. So we're putting the effort where it needs to be, not where it's not supposed to be. Exhale up. Try to relax your head completely in your hands. Inhale down. Exhale up. And we're going to add to this. So next time we exhale up, we're just going to let our right leg float up. So kind of feel like it's heavy, like your leg is just dead weight, and then put that foot down as you lie back down, right? So it just adds a little more to it. So exhale, the left leg floats up a little bit, doesn't have to be very much. Let it be heavy, and inhale back down. So really feeling the work coming from our trunk, right? Exhale, right leg floats up. Try to let your head be totally relaxed. Move it around. Inhale back down. Good. Exhale, left leg floats up. Head and shoulders float up. Inhale back down. So you should be really feeling, exhale up again, really feeling your trunk more than anything. Inhale down. One more time. Exhale up. Good. Inhale, lie back down. Great. And then we're going to straighten our right leg. Keep your head on the mat with your hands behind it. Take an inhale as you lengthen with your foot flexed, lengthen to your heel, lengthen your leg. On your exhale, lift your leg up to the ceiling, right? Kind of up, straight up, and then lengthen it back down as you inhale. And lengthen it up as you exhale. So really actively lengthening our leg, right? Lengthen it back down. And lengthen it up. We're going to add to this. Lengthen it down. And lengthen it up to the ceiling and stay here. Inhale, exhale, peel off the mat so your hips are going to come up, right? Inhale here. Exhale, articulate your spine down, one bone at a time. And then again, inhale, exhale, peel your spine off the mat. Inhale, exhale, melt the spine back down. One more. Exhale, peel off the mat. Inhale, exhale, melt the spine down. Keep the hips down. Lower that leg, lengthen through your heel, lower the leg back down to the mat. Lengthen it back up. And then you're going to press your head and shoulders up. And if you go ahead and straighten your left leg, if you can straighten it all the way straight and have your top leg be okay, but let that left leg bend as much as it needs to if you have tight hamstrings, okay? And you're going to stay here. Inhale. As you exhale, you're going to rotate to the right. And inhale back to face your leg. Exhale, rotate to the right a little bit. Inhale, face the leg. Just keeping your head and shoulders. Keep going. Rotate to face to the right. Inhale, face the leg. Just a little rotation. Head and shoulders a little bit off the mat or however high is comfortable for you. One more time, rotate to face to the right. And back to center. Good, now do little tiny pulses towards your leg so that you're just kind of supporting your head, not using your arms really. You're using your trunk muscles to lift yourself a little higher. Tiny pulses. Tiny. We're talking very small. Okay. And then relax your head and shoulders down. Bend that knee, hug it in towards your chest and pull it a little bit in towards your shoulder. Stretching our legs away from each other. You might like to curl up and sort of round your back, pull yourself towards your leg. And then relax down. And then we'll bend our left leg to bring our foot on the mat, both feet on the mat. Good. And then we bring our hands behind our head again. And this time we're going to straighten our left leg. Where are we? Left leg. Okay. So we're lengthening through that heel, foot flexed, right? Lengthen the leg, inhale, exhale it to the ceiling. Good. Inhale, lengthen back down. Or breathe however you want, as long as you're lengthening your leg and you're breathing, right? And I feel like you're lengthening, reaching through the heel. Good. Lengthen up. And lengthen down. You'll notice your whole body gets engaged when you lengthen, right? Lengthen up, and you're going to stay here. Inhale, exhale, curl the tailbone up, peel off the mat. Inhale here, exhale, articulate the spine back down. Inhale, exhale, peel off the mat into a bridge. Inhale, exhale, melt the spine down. Good. Inhale, exhale, peel off the mat. Inhale, exhale, articulate down. Great. Take an inhale as you lengthen your leg down. Again, reaching long. And then lengthen back up. Stay here. Inhale. Exhale, press head and shoulders up. Straightening your right leg as much as you're comfortable. You don't even have to straighten it. You can leave it bent. Inhale. Exhale, rotate to the left. Inhale, face the leg. Support your head. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, face the leg. Good. So just a little rotation. Elbows wide. Face the leg. And one more. Rotate. And face the leg. Stay here. See if you can do little tiny pulses towards your leg. Think of bringing your chest to your leg, not your head, right? So you're initiating it from your trunk. Little pulse. Breathe. I know it's painful. Breathe. Try to keep your head relaxed. Go ahead and relax your head and shoulders down. Hug your knee. Stretch your legs away from each other. Relax. And then draw your other knee in. Hug both knees. Relax your body. Oh, it's Monday. We're waking up. All right. And we'll just put our hands, just put them on top of our knees like that, and just relax your legs. Good. Inhale. As you exhale, press hands into knees, knees into hands. And then relax on your inhale. And exhale, press. Inhale, relax. So we get a little lift of the hips. Exhale, press. Inhale, relax. Good. Last one. Good. And just let your body relax for a moment. We're going to bring our legs into tabletop, bring them together, arms out from our shoulders on the ground. Good. Start with holding your right leg still and just opening your left leg out toward the ground as much as it'll go. And exhale it back. Hold your left leg still, open your right leg out. Roll off the hip a little bit. Exhale back. And again, opening the left leg out, opening that hip, and exhale, lift. Inhale the right leg open. And you should try to let your legs feel kind of heavy here so that they're really not doing that much. It's coming from our trunk, right? Trunk muscles. Okay, legs together, both legs to the side. Anchor the shoulders. Exhale, lift back to the top. Inhale to the other side. Keep those legs together, shoulders anchored. Exhale, back to the top. Inhale to the side. Exhale up. Inhale to the side. And exhale up. Now we're going to straighten our legs as much as they want to the ceiling. And again, hold your right leg still. Open your left leg out toward the ground. And exhale it back. Hold your left leg still, open your right leg out toward the ground, and exhale it back. Two more. Holding, kind of maybe feel like you're reaching through that right leg a little bit, and then holding it still as you exhale back, And the right leg opens. And exhale up. Now both legs tight together, take them both to the side, however far they'll go without your shoulders coming off the ground, legs controlled, exhale back. Inhale to the other side and exhale back. Good. Inhale to the side and lift. Inhale over and exhale, lift. Good. And then at the top, go ahead and hug your knees. Open your knees apart. Grab your feet. Rock around with your hips open so the legs are kind of open like a happy baby. Right? Happy baby is such a nice, comforting little pose. And then coming center, see if you can bring the soles of your feet together, maybe. Press the knees open. And then holding on to our left foot, we're going to stretch our right arm and leg on the ground, reaching through that heel, reaching through that arm, little side stretch. Then pull the right side together, stretch your left arm and leg, reaching through the heel, stretch. Both arms and both legs. Going to reach through one side and then the other. So stretching side and side. Now lengthening our side, feeling our hip and shoulders moving up and down. We reach, and breathe. And then relax and open your legs a little wider, arms in a V position, feet flexed. Take one hand over to the other, reach across for that hand, stretch. And then letting that arm come back up and out to the other side. And coming onto our back. And then when you come onto your back, bring the legs together, sweep the arms down, and you wedge your hands under the low back, lift head and shoulders, roll up, or come up a different way, prefer. Okay, so having our legs extended from our hips, lifting our sits bones. Bring your hands on either side of your legs, just rest them on the ground, and we're just going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're just going to stretch forward. So kind of slide your hands down toward your feet. And then take a breath here. And then next exhale, stack the spine back up, sliding the hands in. Inhale, exhale again, slide the hands out as you reach your head forward for your feet. Take a breath. And then next exhale, stack the spine up. Good. And then widen your legs into a straddle. It can be as wide of a straddle as you're comfortable. Doesn't have to be the usual little Pilates straddle. It can be wider. Okay. And then just go to one leg. Turn to one leg with your hands on either side. Same thing. Inhale, exhale. Just going to anchor your hips and slide your hands out. Slide your hands toward your foot. Good. Take a breath here. And next exhale, slide them back in, stacking your spine 2 times. So inhale, exhale, slide out into that stretch. Hips are anchored. Take a breath. And slide back in. Come to your other leg. Hands on either side. A little rotation to that side. Inhale. Exhale. Slide out. Taking a breath. And then we exhale back, stacking up And again, inhale, exhale, slide out. And next exhale, slide back in, stacking up. And then we'll bring our hands between our legs. Right? Inhale, exhale, slide out. Your knees can be bent. Right? Take a breath. And sliding in, stacking up. One more time. Slide it out. Nice stretch for our sacrum, hips. Taking a breath here. Again, feel free to let your knees bend. They can bend as much as they need to. Good. And slide in, stack the spine back up to tall. All right, now we're going to bring our legs together. We want to focus on our tall spine. So your knees start out bent, right? So we want to lengthen our spine and reach our arms forward. And then how much can we straighten our legs all the way onto the mat or press onto the mat. Somebody's unmuted. So again, these can be bent. Nadia, can you mute? The knees can be bent as much as they need to be, but your spine is tall. It's about your posture, right? So let them bend. Feel that tall spine lengthen. Okay. Now, as if you were kind of hugging a tree, just a little bit. Round the arms, let them be soft. You're hugging a big tree, shoulders relaxed. Great. And then you're going to open the arms to squeeze your shoulder blades together. So they open a little bit, just a little bit of a squeeze. And then with our back flat, we're going to hinge forward just a little bit. A little hinge. Good. Your head's in line with your spine. And then sit back up, bringing the arms forward. Good. One more time. Open the arms a bit, kind of squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit, hinge forward. Don't hinge too far, just a little bit. Keeping that back flat. And lifting up and the arms come forward. Now bring your arms straight, pretty straight in front of you with your palms face down. Again, lengthen the spine tall and lift your left arm up by your ear. And then bring it forward and then lift your right arm up by your ear. Lengthen and forward. And then both arms are going to lift up by our ears. We're lengthening our spine. And reaching forward. Good. And then relax your arms a bit. Shake the legs out. Bend your knees more. So they're kind of that half bend. Or whatever amount of bend is comfortable for you, sitting tall. And we're going to bring our arms forward again and just let your palms face each other. We're going to circle. We're going to start with our left arm. You're going to circle that arm up. So we're lengthening up as we circle it, and we're bringing it back behind us. You're not following it. You're just bringing your arm back to the ground, and then you're circling it back the way you came. Okay. So just a slight rotation of the chest, and then your right arm reaches up by your ear and circles back and touches the ground, and then circles back the way it came. And the left arm, again, you're lengthening your spine, circles, touches the ground, and bring it back. And then your right arm, moving fairly slowly for that shoulder. I'm going to be careful and bring it back. And then we're going to see if we can bring both arms together, bring them up, circle them all the way back till they reach the floor. Right? And then when they do, turn your fingers to face your feet, fingers together, put your hands on the ground right by your hips, slightly back. Put your whole hand on the ground, pressing the base of your hand into the ground and all your fingers. We're going to stretch our hands, right? So getting your hands all the way flat on the ground as much as you can, slightly lean forward so you really feel that stretch. So you just want to feel that stretch in your hands and in your forearms, right? A little tiny lean forward, pressing the base of the hands into the ground. Fingers and thumbs, everything's together. Good. And then go ahead and turn your hands whatever way you want to. For me, the fingers are facing away from my hips. Bring your feet in a little closer. Inhale, exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, pressing into the ground as you lower. Exhale, press up. However high your hips come, doesn't matter. Really using your shoulder strength, your arm strength to lift and lower, right? Right. And you might just barely graze the ground and keep lifting. You might take a rest. Doesn't really matter. Do whatever feels right for you. Right. So press up. This time when we lower down, we can come up off of our hands. I know, shake them out. Open and close them. Okay, so bringing our arms, my mat a little bit. All right, bringing our arms in front of us, give them a little shake, and your knees bent. Whenever you need to rest, shake out, just do it, you know. I don't always say it, but okay, so we're gonna bring our hands with our arms in front, with our thumbs pointing down, pinkies pointing up, right? Inhale, exhale, curl the tailbone under, shoulders relax. You're gonna round back about halfway. You're gonna lift your arms, circle them around to bring your palms facing upward, and exhale up. Right, so internal, external rotation. Inhale, exhale, curl back, maybe halfway. Arms reach back, thumbs reach back, circle up, thumbs point down, exhale up. So we're going to keep doing that a few more times. Inhale, exhale, back, shoulders relax, and then pinkies lift, go behind us. We circle till our palms are reaching, facing up. And you might go back farther with each time. Really go at your own pace, kind of focusing on our arms circling, right? So maybe you go back to your rib cage, and then you circle, point thumbs down, and roll back up, letting the knees bend and straighten. Inhale, we'll do a couple more. Exhale back, circle the arms, reach, roll up. Nice deep breath. Roll back as far as you think you can go. Circle it around. Maybe their thumbs are pointing down on this one, mine are, but just keep alternating that circle, right? Roll back, lift and circle the arms, reach forward, and roll up. Good. One more. Circle it back, reach forward, exhale up. Good. And wherever you're at with your arms, just shake them out when you come up to the top. Let your shoulders relax. So we're going to come onto our side, whatever side you want to start on. And start just by laying on your arm with your legs straight out and legs together, and your hand just in front of you on the ground, or if you prefer, you can put your hand somewhere else. Like you can put it here, right? So good. Inhale, we're focusing on just lifting our leg, floating our legs up, and just floating your head a little bit up off your arm on your exhale. Keeping the legs tight together. Inhale, lower down. Nice deep breath. Exhale, float up. You might look down for your neck. And if you don't want to lift your head, you don't have to. You can just lift the legs. Right? Exhale up. Good. Inhale down. Nice deep breath. Exhale up. Inhale down. Now keep your head on your arm this time. Exhale, float the legs up as high as they'll go. And then continue your top leg as high as it goes with your toes pointed forward. And then you're going to just draw a little circle with that leg, just holding it up, little tiny circle. Breathe. Reverse your circle. And then stop the circle. Let your leg float slowly back down to that bottom leg and lower both legs down. And we're going to angle our legs slightly forward. Bring your head onto your hand is probably going to be easier for you, but you can do whatever you want. Bend your top leg, grab hold of your ankle area, calf area. You're going to have to pull that shoulder back, right? So it's like you're in half bow on your side, kind of, right? And then we're just going to focus on pulling our knee back, right? So pulling your knee behind your hip and then relax. Try to keep the leg parallel to the ground as much as possible. Pull that knee back and release. Pull the knee back. Feel that stretch in the top of your thigh and your quads above across to the top of your knee. Pull it back. Hip flexors. Right. Good. Keep pulling. Just kind of feel that stretch. And release. Now we're going to open this knee, this top knee. Put your foot either here, if it's easier for you, or in front of your bottom leg. If you can put it in front of your bottom leg, great. And you can also move your bottom leg to be more straight down the mat, whatever you need to do. Okay, but you want this knee up as much as possible so you get a stretch. Okay, and then lengthen, flex your foot on your bottom leg. Lengthen, lift it up, however high it goes. Good. And then you're going to roll through your foot and point the toes. And then flex, articulate all those joints and roll through your foot and point. Flex, holding your leg up, roll through the foot and point. And breathe, just holding that leg up, moving your foot. And flex, and roll through and point. And flex. And 50 more. No, kidding. Point. One more. It's about 6, I think. All right. And then relax your foot, relax your leg down. And then we're going to press ourselves up. If you can, with your knee bent, go ahead and bring yourself all the way up to sitting and cross that with that top leg crossed over. Hug your knee in towards your chest. This bottom leg can be straight out in front of you if it needs to be. Pull your knee in, press your hip down into the ground. Give your shoulders a little roll. And then we're going to keep that hip pressing down and go into a little twist. So bring your hand behind you, hug that knee in, and just go into a little twist here. Looking back, taking a breath. And coming back around to face forward, uncross that leg. Come on to your other side. One of these days I'm going to glue my mat down or something. I don't know. Okay, so we're in a straight line, lying on your arm, and your top hand could be on the mat or someplace else. Glue the legs together, feet flexed. Inhale, exhale, float the legs, float the head a little bit. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, float up. Without getting our side body. That's why we have to keep our legs tight together. Exhale up. And the head doesn't have to lift very high in order to engage these muscles up here, right? Exhale up, inhale down. Good. One more. And then this time we keep our head down. We float both legs up. And then that top leg's going to lift however high it lifts up here. We're going to draw. You can point your toes if you want. You can just draw a little circle, just holding that leg up. A little tiny, small circle. Breathe. One thing you learn in Pilates is that smaller is harder, right? Slower is harder. And reverse. And breathe. And you can stop and float that leg down. Relax your legs, angle them a little forward. And then maybe put your head on your hand. I find that just easier to come up like that. Bend your top leg, grab your ankle, grab wherever you can on that leg. Try to roll the shoulder back, kind of pull it back, and then try to keep the leg parallel. Pull that knee back, and then relax. Pull the knee back. So it's not really about pulling our heel to our butt. It's about pulling the knee back. Pull it back, and relax. Pull it back. We're not pulling our hips back. The hips are holding nice and still, right? Not pulling the pelvis, just that leg. And this time, pull it back, kind of hold it for a moment. Just feel that stretch, maybe even pull your heel more towards your butt, right? Good, and relax and bring that knee up to put your foot down, either here or here. You want to try to get that knee up if you can, and then lengthen your bottom leg with your foot flexed, lift it up. You're going to stay here, and then I can't move this foot, but what you're going to do is roll through your foot, point your toes, and then flex. Roll through your foot to point your toes and flex, and keep going. My movements are microscopic because I'm trying to move my foot. Roll into a point and flex. Keep going. A couple more. Holding that leg up. Feel those inner muscles, inner leg muscles. Good. And then go ahead and relax that leg down and see if you can't bring yourself up with this leg crossed over. And the bottom leg can be either straight out like that or folded under you like this. I'm going to have to leave mine out. And hug your knee in towards your chest, kind of pull it in. Give your shoulders a little roll. Pressing your hip into the ground, lengthening the spine. And then we'll go into a little twist. So hug that knee in, taking our hand behind us, lengthen, spiral back. Breathe. And come around to forward. All right, and cross. We're going to come on to our all fours for a little bit. This is where you're going to need your block and possibly folded up blanket or towel under your knees. Okay, so what we're going to do is use the block. I'll put it on my back hand. So put your block on whatever hands to the back there. And this hand that's to the front will find your knees under you, find your, your stability here. You're going to take this arm forward and lift without turning your body. You're just going to circle your arm back and down. So forward, lift, back and down. Forward, lift, back and down. Then the other direction. Take the arm back and up, and forward, and back, up, and forward. This time, we're going to take it back, up, forward. We're going to stay forward. We're going to lift turn the arm so the thumb points up. Stretch your back leg back, which is the opposite leg. Lift it, and lift and reach and breathe. This is called bird dog in Pilates. Okay. Breathe. Like you're sort of reaching out from your center and just lifting a little bit. And then bringing everything back to the mat. Switch your blocks in the front arm. Look at that hand. We're going to reach that other back arm forward, up, back, and down. So range of motion in our shoulder, right? So we're not twisting our torso. We're just kind of slowly moving the arm in a circle. And after you do 3 circles, go the other direction, back, up, forward. You'll just notice your other muscles that are engaging in your torso because you're on your all fours, right? You'll just notice that too, because you'll have to work to hold this position. Okay, and this time when we go forward, we're going to stay forward reaching, turn the thumb point up, stretch your opposite leg straight back, reach and lift. Reach and lift and breathe. And go ahead and bring everything down to the mat. And then take your block, turn it upright, or maybe you want your medium orientation, maybe you want your tall orientation. You're going to put it between or right in front of your chest, like that, with your hands spread wide, right under your heart. Okay, and then point your elbows back towards your legs. So when you rotate your elbows to point back, you'll feel your hands kind of lifting up a little bit. So keep those elbows pointed back and lower straight down till you touch the block. Press back up. So you'll notice the higher orientation, not too hard, right? Just going straight up and down. It's a little push-up, or you might want to go to the next level. The middle orientation, lower down and press up. That's a little harder. Just to focus, you're aiming for your block so that you go straight down, right? And press up. Straight down. Trying to keep your elbows pointing back towards your legs as much as possible. Good. And then you can go ahead and stretch back to your heels for a moment. Just reach the hips back toward your heels. You might put your head, rest your head on your block right here like that. No, just rest your forehead down. If you do that and you stretch your arms out in front, you have a little bit of support for your head, you'll really feel a nice stretch under your shoulders, right? So you can really feel that right under here and there. Yeah, you can really reach it out, which is tricky to do if your head's all the way on the mat, I think. Yeah, so just let that stretch happen. All right, and then we're going to come onto our belly. So you don't need your block for this. I was going to do something else, but we don't really have time for it. So we're going to come onto our belly. Well, let's start in Sphinx. So elbows underneath the shoulders, just because I like to start that way. And just bringing yourself here, letting your hips relax. Good. Pressing your arms into the ground, little back bend. And then with your palms face down, slowly straighten the arms. Move your hands away from you if they need to go, adjust them wherever they need to go. And then just lift your left leg, or try to lift your left leg and relax it. And then try to lift your right leg. and relax it. And again, left leg lifts and relax. Right leg lifts and relax. And then we're going to let our arms slide out. And we're going to bring them around behind us alongside our body. You're going to point your palms to the ceiling. Roll the shoulders back, right? So feel your shoulder blades kind of pull towards each other. And then lift your head and chest up a little bit. They don't have to be very high. And we're just going to lift our arms toward the ceiling, like a little pulse upward with your palms facing the ceiling. Just a little pulse close to your body. And breathe. And your head and chest just a little bit off the ground, right? It doesn't have to be high. Just lift up and hold and breathe. Good. And then relax down, take a little moment, take a little break. And then lift the head and chest and bring your arms out in a T position from your shoulders. And we're going to rotate so our thumbs point up, pinkies point down. And then lift the head and chest again, just floating them off the ground a bit. And now lift and lower your arms. Or pulse them up. If you can lower them all the way down and up, or you can stay up and do little pulses, depending on how hard it is for you, right? So you can just kind of pulse a little bit, just kind of float up and down and breathe. But again, if you want, lower and lift. Yeah. And then stop and bring your arms over your head in a wide V. Now this is going to be a little bit more challenging. Lower down and rest. Thumbs are pointing up. And then again, lift the head and chest. And now lift and lower the arms. Now, if that's too hard, lift one arm and lower it. And then the other arm and lower it. Just one arm at a time. That's quite a bit easier. Both arms is really challenging, right? So you might just do one and then the other. And your head and chest don't have to be very high. You're just looking down, right? Barely off the mat. This is really strengthening for our back, right? So whatever you can do. And then relax down. Let your head relax, your arms. Great. And then pull your elbows in towards your waist, hands under our shoulders, forehead on the mat. Then lift the head and chest up a little bit. Float your arms off the mat, hover. Keep the elbows in, keep the shoulders down. And relax. And then this time we'll take it into a swan. So lift your head and chest up. When you can't go any higher, press into your hands. Press up into a little back bend here. Your version of swan or cobra. And then coming all the way up onto our knees, we're going to stretch back into a little child's pose. Not really called child's pose in Pilates, but that's what I call it. So stretch back. You might want to walk your hands over to one side a little bit, stretching your opposite hip towards your foot, maybe a little side stretch. And then we can walk back to center over to the other side and stretch. And back to center. Great. All right, go ahead and come up around whenever you're ready to come out of that stretch, or you can stay there. Feel free to stay there. Okay, thank you all for coming. Take a breath.